Did you know, Will? You probably didn't. You didn't know this. Maybe you did. Satellite-based internet possible by the end of the year, says SpaceX. Internet in space beaming down to cover the entire globe. That's exciting, right? Amazon, Tesla, Associated, SpaceX, and OneWeb are emerging as just some of the potential suppliers of a new kind of data-friendly satellite internet service that could bring broadband IoT connectivity to most places on Earth. Talk about, you just
Impressive.
jump right over laying all the wires and wow. And then all the remote places.
Yeah, just launch it up into the sky and
There you
beam
go.
down.
Put it up in space. Now, interestingly enough, it's like SpaceX with all this exploration, they're trying to figure out what to do as a private company. You know, they're obviously Elon has this obsession with space, which is cool and all, but you got to do something once you're up there. So you got to put a payload on these rockets. So it turns out one of the things you can do is you can send up some next generation space internet to beam back down. Apparently Amazon's trying to do the same thing. Bezos, also a bit of a space nut. And this new batch of satellite-driven internet systems, if they work and are eventually switched on, could provide broadband to most places, including previously internet-barren locations such as rural areas. This would be good for high bandwidth, low latency, remote Internet of Things, and increasingly important edge server connections for verticals like oil and gas. So, again, we talked recently about rural connectivity. Well, we're talking about the whole Huawei ban and all that stuff. It's like, this is a big issue. How do you cost effectively deliver connections to these edge cases, to these remote places? As of right now, it appears SpaceX has gotten the farthest along because it's a commercial enterprise. As I mentioned, they've launched. They're on the cusp. And apparently there's some advantages to moving the internet into space. This article says bits travel faster in free space even than in a glass fiber cable, which up until this point, that's pretty much the fastest connection that people are using. So interesting stuff. This is the type of futuristic thing that really feels sci-fi. This is the thing that really, it makes you feel like progress is taking place in the kind of sci-fi fashion that you had predicted. Internet in space, less wires, just beaming down globally. Kind of cool. Don't you agree, Will?
I agree. Anything to do with space, I agree.
All space, all the time.
Yeah.
Except for the movie Gravity. Remember, we covered that yesterday.
Yeah.
Don't be swimming laps in outer space.
No.
I'm not down with that. It's too hard for me. I just can't get into it. So